Okay, next exercise is looking at differentiating multiple terms. So we're going to try and differentiate this expression that we've got here, and I've put inside this red box. If y is equal to two functions, or maybe three functions being added together, to find the gradient function, just differentiate each one separately and still have them added together, okay? So differentiate each term individually in a sum or a subtraction. This is only if it's a sum or subtraction, okay? It's not going to apply if it is multiplication. If it is multiplication or division, it is not going to work like this, okay? So for multiplication and division, it doesn't work. So we're going to differentiate this one that we've got here. So first of all, I'm going to differentiate each of them separately. When I differentiate x squared, I'm going to multiply by the power, which is 2, and I'm going to reduce the power to 1. And this one that I've got here, this is actually, if I rewrote this, this is x squared plus 4x to the power of 1. I would multiply by 1, so I just get 4, and I would reduce the power of 1 to 0, okay? We'll come back to that in just a second and simplify that. And then this last part, this is actually 3 multiplied by x to the power of 0. Just remind yourself, x to the power of 0 is just 1. So we could write it as 3x to the power of 0. So we would have 3, we would multiply it by the power, which is 0, and then we would reduce the power by 1. This is not the way we're going to do this in the long term. This is just me doing a bit of a demonstration. So when I simplify this, I get 2x to the power of 1, which is just 2x. 4x to the 0 is just going to be 4, because x to the 0 is just 1. And then this whole expression here, I have multiplied by 0. Because I multiplied by 0, it disappears. So this expression just differentiates to this thing that we've got here. So the couple of things I wanted to point out that I think are really important is if you have something like y equals 4x, when you differentiate it, you just get 4. In other words, if you have something that is just a constant and then x, it is just going to differentiate to the constant. So that's what I've said here. The other way you could think about this, if you just think about the gradient y equals 4, the function y equals 4x, we know that this is just a straight line. It's just y equals mx plus c. It's clear that the gradient is fixed and it's just going to be 4. So if you ever see something with just an x, you can just say it's going to become whatever the coefficient is. And I just want to talk about that last part again. When we had y equals 3 and we differentiated it, we just got that it was 0. In other words, if you have something that is just a constant will disappear when differentiated. And why does that happen? Well, one of the reasons is what we've just explained up here. You're multiplying by that power of 0. But alternatively, you could think about if you sketch the line y equals 4 or even y equals 3, the line is horizontal, so the gradient is 0. I'm going to do the line y equals 3. The line y equals 3, if I draw it in red, is this one. And clearly, the gradient is 0, which is why I put it here like this. So let's put some of this into practice. Let's try and differentiate these expressions that we've got here. So remember, you can do them one bit at a time. So for this, the 2x squared, I'm going to have the 2, and I'm going to multiply it by the power, so it becomes 4. I'm going to reduce the power by 1. And I'm not going to do any of that bit about having the 1 there. I'm just going to remember that this thing I said, if it's just a constant like this one, if it's y equals 4x, sorry, not a constant, if it's just a linear one like 4x, it just differentiates to the number that's in front. So it's going to be 4x minus 3. Okay, the second one I've got here, dy by dx. I'm not going to do any of this bit about saying that this is actually 4x to the 0. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to remember that when you have a constant, it's just going to differentiate to 0. It simply disappears when you differentiate it. So this is going to be 0. I'm not even going to write it. And you're going to have the minus 9. You're going to multiply it by the power, which is 3, and you're going to reduce the power by 1. So you get minus 27x squared. Okay, this one is pretty obvious. The 5x is just going to differentiate to the 5, and the 1 is just going to disappear. But again, that makes sense. The gradient is 5. This is a straight line, which is going to have a gradient of 5. And here we've got the a is constant. Well, this is just like one of these ones that we talked about up here. So when you differentiate this where a is a constant, you're just going to get a. Okay, if you wanted to do it that long way around, this is ax to the power of 1. So dy by dx would be equal to a multiplied by 1, reduce the power by 1, and so you can just get a. But this, in my opinion, is too long. So just remember these two things that I've got here and here. Okay, we can do this last one. This time I've got p as a constant, so we're going to just differentiate these 3 bits. So the 6x is going to become 6, the minus 3 is going to disappear. P is just a constant, so I'm going to leave it in there. I'm going to multiply it by the power, which is 2, and I'm going to reduce the power by 1. So that's the answer that we get for this. Let's put this into some practice. So here is an exam question, and it says here that the curve has equation blah, blah, blah. Find the gradient of the curve at this point. So there's 2 things I'm going to do. First of all, I'm going to differentiate to find the gradient function. So if y is equal to 2x squared minus 12x plus 16, when I differentiate y, I get dy by dx. When I differentiate 2x squared, 2 times 2 is 4, and reduce that power from 2 to 1. 12x becomes a 12, and the 16 will simply disappear. The next thing that I'm going to do is I want to find out the gradient at this point where x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 6. So it's not going to be so useful for us. So now I'm going to substitute in x equals 5. This is the general gradient function. I want to find the gradient when x is equal to 5. So I will do 4 times 5 minus 12, which is 20 minus 12, which is 8. So the gradient on the graph that we have here at this coordinate is 8. Okay, let's keep going. So now I've got this function. I'm going to find the gradient at this stage. So I'm going to find out what f dash x is. Well, for this beginning part, 4x squared, I'm going to do 4 multiplied by the power, which is 8, that's 8x. And I'm going to get minus 8, and I'm going to ignore the 3 because it's going to differentiate to 0. And they want us to find the gradient when x is equal to a half. So I'm going to sub in x equals a half. In other words, I'm going to do f dash of a half. I'm putting a half into the gradient function. So I'm going to do 8 multiplied by a half minus 8. So that's 4 minus 8, which is minus 4. Okay, part B of the question says find the coordinates of the point on the graph of y equals f of x where the gradient is 8. So I'm going to rewrite this sentence that we've got here that we found before, that f dash x equals 8x minus 8. If they're saying that the gradient is equal to 8, the gradient is equal to 8. So I'm going to now take this left-hand side and I'm going to replace it with an 8, because that's the thing I want to be 8. And I'll find out what x is. So I'll add 8 to this side, and then I'll divide by 8. So the x coordinate is 2. But when it says coordinates, we need to find 2 things. We need to find the x, and we need to find the y. Well, x is 2. So if x is 2, I can find out y by using the function. So I'm going to put 2 into the function, not into the gradient function, but into the overall function to find out the y coordinate. So I'm going to do 4 times 2 squared minus 8 times 2 plus 3. And you can use a calculator if you want to, but that's just going to be 4 times 4 minus 8 times 2, which is 16, plus 3. Well, this beginning bit is 16 minus 16 plus 3, so we get 3 here. So the x coordinate is 2, and the y coordinate is 3. So that is the coordinate where the gradient is 8. And then what we're going to do for part C of the question, it says find the gradient of y equals f of x at the point where the curve meets the line y equals 4x minus 5. So we need to find out where does this curve here meet this line that we've got. So we have some simultaneous equations. We have the curve, which is y equals 4x squared minus 8x plus 3. We have the line, which is y equals 4x minus 5. So I'm going to solve these simultaneously by making them equal to each other. That's going to be 4x squared minus 8x plus 3 equals 4x minus 5. I'm going to get everything all into one side so it's equal to 0. So that's going to be 4x squared minus 12x, and 3 plus 5 is 8. I'm not even going to bother simplifying that. I'm just going to go straight to my equation solver on my calculator. and I'm going to put in the coefficients as 4, minus 12, and 8. And it gives me the values that x is equal to 2 or x is equal to 1. So we need to find those gradients at these points. So when x equals 2, the gradient, I think we've actually already worked that out. We did it up here, but I'm just going to show it would be 8 times 2 minus 8, which is 8, which is great. That's what we had earlier on. And when x equals 1, the gradient is going to be 8 multiplied by 1 minus 8, which is 0. So it has no gradient when x is equal to 1. Okay, you might like to have a go at doing this one yourself, and then you can try exercise 12D. So pause the video and have a go at this one, but I'm going to go through this one now as well. Okay, might go a little bit faster. So here's our function, and we're going to find the gradient of this function at this coordinate. In other words, the important thing is that x is equal to 1. So f dash x is going to be x squared will differentiate to 2x. The minus 4x is going to become minus 4, and that 2 is going to disappear. So we want to find out the gradient when x is equal to 1. So I'm going to substitute 1 into that expression. It's going to be 2 times 1 minus 4, which is minus 2. So the gradient is minus 2. Now I want to find out the the coordinates of the point on the graph where the gradient is 5. So now I'm saying that this left-hand side is going to be equal to 5. So 5, the gradient is equal to 2x minus 4. I'm going to add the 4 to the other side, and I'm going to divide by 2. So the x coordinate is 9 over 2. And I'm going to try and find out what the y coordinate. So the y coordinate is when you substitute 9 over 2 into the function. So it's going to be 9 over 2 squared minus 4 times 9 over 2 plus 2. I'm just going to be lazy and put that in my calculator. So I'm going to put 9 over 2 in as my answer, and then I'm just going to do answer squared minus 4 times the answer plus 2. And I get the answer 17 over 4. So that means the coordinate is x, y. That is the point of the graph where the gradient is 5. And now we're trying to find out what is the gradient at the point where the curve meets this line here. So again, we've got simultaneous equations. We've got y equals x squared minus 4x plus 2. And we've got y equals 2 minus x. When I do these simultaneously, I'm going to get x squared minus 4x plus 2 equals 2 minus x. Put it all onto one side so it equals 0. So it's going to be x squared minus 3x. The 2's cancel. If you want, you can just put this in your calculator. It's going to be a pretty obvious one, though, that you're going to get your answers. If you factorized, you'd get this. But if you put it in your calculator as well, you either get that x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 3. Just to finish off, we're going to find the gradient at these points. So if x equals 0, the gradient at 0 would be 2 times 0 minus 4, using the gradient function that I've got up here. And that's going to be just minus 4. If, or I suppose I shouldn't say if, I should have said when. And when x equals 3, the gradient at 3 is going to be 2 times 3 minus 4, so that's 6 minus 4, which is 2. So hopefully you got those ones right. Now you can have a go at doing some of exercise 12D.